Hello and welcome to today's presentation. Very happy that you are joining us. I'm Mark Gamble and got some really exciting things to share with you today on the presentation. First though, I want to just extend a very heartfelt thank you for taking time out of your busy day and joining us here on this presentation. We've got a lot of exciting things to share with you. This is going to be unlike any other internet marketing launch or technology platform that you have ever been exposed to. And we've got a lot to cover. We've got so many features and benefits, and the opportunity is just outstanding. But I want to make sure that we respect everybody's time and stay extremely efficient. So let me just run through quickly the agenda that we're going to follow. We're going to run through a very quick overview, some introductions and background about how this opportunity came to play. I'll give you an overview of the challenges that we are solving with this new technology platform. And then I'm going to turn it over to my business partner and let him pop the hood and take you behind the scenes and see a sneak peek live demonstration of exactly how this new content marketing and social media marketing app works. And then we'll kind of wrap it up, talk to you about what decisions that you can make to join us and participate in this exciting new launch. And then we'll be available, make ourselves available to address or answer any questions that you guys have. Now, I'm extremely excited. Why am I so excited? This actually made me think of an old quote that I remember hearing. It's by Oliver Wendell Holmes. He is an American physician, poet, professor, lecturer, and author from the late 1800s. And he said something very impactful. The mind, once expanded to the dimensions of larger ideas, never returns to its original size. Now, take that in for a moment. Let me repeat that just one more time. The mind, once expanded to the dimensions of larger ideas, never returns to its original size. And this is important because our objective here today is to help you expand your mind, to think about things completely different than you have thought about them ever before. You will be a changed person for the better after this workshop, so that you won't think about your business the same way, you won't think about acquiring clients the same way, fulfilling clients the same way, bringing value to those clients the same way. Our whole purpose is to not only equip you with resources and tools, but more importantly, give you a broader, more expanded perception on how to grow your business. Now, let me just give you a quick background on who I am so that I can make some quick introductions, and then we'll move on, because this isn't about me. This is all about you. But I am a happy husband and a father with a great wife and a couple of awesome kids. I currently live in the San Francisco Silicon Valley area, and I have been an entrepreneur for well over 20 years. And within the internet marketing space, I've been doing that for north of 15 years. I'm a technology, aficionado. I actually moved from Houston, Texas in the late 90s to out here to the Silicon Valley because of the opportunity in the technology sector. And during that time, I have helped raise millions of dollars for technology and startup companies. And currently, I run and manage a virtual marketing agency. And during the course of my career, I have worked with hundreds of different clients in dozens of different industries and niches. And as a routine practice, we make it a purpose to invest heavily in new tools, techniques, and resources so that we can constantly keep our finger on the pulse of what is hot for our clients, so that we are having access to the latest and the greatest tools and resources that are out there. And what you're going to see today is an exact example of just that whole purpose, to bring the latest and greatest technology and tools to your resource bin, so that when you approach and work with a client, you absolutely have the confidence that you can deliver and do so in a competitive advantage that separates you from all the competition, and then quite frankly helps you separate your clients from their competition. So in short, I'm not a rookie in this online marketing space. Been around the block a few times, and I'm very familiar with a lot of the challenges that you have to go through in order to achieve success. Now, during this presentation, we're focused on making sure that you learn some very specific points about how to better work with, acquire, and service your clients. I want to make sure that you understand that it's all about a smarter and more profitable way to work with your clients and adopting a better way to deliver substantial value in a fraction of the time, but still be able to charge premium fees for delivering the services and the results that you're able to deliver for your clients. So here's, in short, what we're going to show you. We're going to show you how to improve your close rates for attracting big clients. You know, clients like car dealers. Right now, car dealerships are hot. Every internet marketer is being told and taught to approach dealerships because they've got a lot of liquid expense or money that they can expend for promoting and marketing their dealership. And this platform is going to show you how to close these big clients by 70 to 80% higher than what you would typically have if you were just walk in there without leveraging the power of this content marketing system. And even the most social media savvy businesses that use all the latest tools that are out there, they can benefit from adopting this content marketing platform from the very first day that they start using it. And we're going to show you that during this webinar. And perhaps the most important factor is understanding how you, as an internet marketer, can easily pitch and close new clients from any niche using this platform, and it just takes a few clicks. You're going to see how you don't even have to worry about a proposal anymore. You don't have to worry about doing full presentations for prospects anymore to get them to understand the value that you bring to the table. Consider yourself very lucky because there has never been a more opportune time to take advantage of the technology that helps market businesses. All of the different resources are available, but what we have done is we've put everything under one umbrella so that it's extremely easy for you to manage and leverage and use when you're working with your clients. And the good thing about it is this has never been shared publicly before today. You guys are some of the very first to hear and see about this technology in the internet marketing space. And you'll hear, as I kind of just give you a quick backstory, that this actually is technology that we have pulled from the Fortune 500 sector and adopted it for the independent internet marketing agency to use with their respective clients. So it doesn't make a difference how small or how large your clients are. You actually will now have a resource that will be able to benefit any and every kind of business that you are interested in working with or that you are currently working with. Now, quick backstory about how this whole opportunity came into existence. And a lot of folks always really wonder how big things are started. Like, how did Google actually start? And we're all mesmerized about the garage story of Apple and how Yahoo got off the ground. And the reality of it is it just comes down to plain good old-fashioned timing. As I mentioned, I live in Northern California, which is great because, I love to ski, and I get to go skiing in Tahoe nearly every season because we're so close to Tahoe. And when I do, I normally go with a group of my buddies. Now, one of my buddies is a very successful investor here in the Silicon Valley area. As a matter of fact, he was one of the early seed investors in Zappos, which sold to Amazon for $1.2 billion. Well, late last year, we were hanging out, drinking some beers on the balcony of his private cabin in Tahoe, and he started telling me about a new tech company that he recently invested in that was doing some really exciting things with online media management and cloud storage and secure DRM for private file sharing. Now, for many of you, I'm sure that might be Greek to you, but for me, I'm part geek, and everything he said made total sense. Plus, since he was already invested in it, I was really anxious to hear more. Long story short, He told me that I would have an opportunity to meet the CEO and founder of this exciting company because he was going to be hanging out with us for the weekend. I believe it was like Labor Day last year that we were all kind of getting together and hanging out. Well, as fate would have it, when he arrived, it turned out that he was actually another old buddy of mine from my college days in D.C., where he attended Georgetown and I was at Howard University, and we kind of ran in some of the same circles, and we shared some really great college experiences together. And I hadn't seen him since the late 90s, but needless to say, he looked nearly exactly the same as he did back then. And it was really great catching up and reminiscing about college life. He quickly brought me up to speed on what his company was doing and who some of his impressive clients were. Needless to say, I was totally blown away. The big problem, however, was when he showed me everything that his product was able to do, unfortunately, it was geared for the Fortune 500 sector, and it really wasn't attainable for local business professionals like myself. But based on everything that he shared with me and everything his platform was able to do with so much ease and very little time and effort, I just had to figure out how I could get him to give me a license that I could use as my own for my agency, because there was just too much power and opportunity that I just knew could be leveraged if we were able to get this thing taken, kind of positioned for the internet marketing sector. Well, my buddy, his name is Chuck Baker, and he's spent some time. Well, his career actually got started in brand management with Procter & Gamble, and he spent a lot of time really getting a Fortune 500 exposure to advertising and marketing. He's a newlywed, so congratulations, Chuck. New father as well, has a brand new baby girl. He has a proven track record as an entrepreneur, and he has expanded what he does outside of his brand management experience. He's actually started an entertainment company, a record company, and he also independently taught himself how to code software. And in doing so, he built this platform and this resource that he has pushed out to the relationships that he has built when he was with Procter & Gamble. When he started another business of his, which was an interactive ad agency, he literally was able to introduce this to Anheuser-Busch, Pepto-Bismol, Scion Motors, AT&T, and run campaigns for over 600 different clients and companies to help them better improve their market share and their brand exposure. Chuck is a true professional and an expert in the advertising, marketing, entertainment, and software development space. And as I said, I was blown away when he showed me everything that he had been working on. The reality of it is this application is heavily funded. This isn't Chuck in his garage with a couple of buddies kludging together some PHP code. This is a resource that has been, that millions of dollars have been put into. And I'll go into that a little bit more with you here in a moment. But when Chuck and I first started talking about a year ago, I shared with him the opportunity that potentially existed if we could figure out how to position his application, his platform within the internet marketing space. And I shared with him the three typical struggles that we run into as marketing consultants to see if we would be able to leverage his platform to help us address these struggles. So as you are very familiar with, and I'm sure you guys kind of go through this as well and you can relate, the three things that we deal with on a regular and consistent basis, number one is constant prospecting. We're always out there trying to acquire and bring on new clients to our business. Secondly, after we bring that client on, we now have the burden and the responsibility of fulfilling for those clients. We have to actually provide the fulfillment services. We've sold them something, and typically it's some kind of a service that we've sold them. Now we have to actually deliver that service. So we're constantly trying to figure out how to provide consistent value to our clients that come on board. And the third, and this is probably the hardest, it's retaining clients for the long term, because we have to be able to deliver measurable results. Because otherwise, they're going to end up saying, yeah, I don't really think that this is worth the amount of money that I'm spending for the relationship. And we typically have high client churn. I experienced that myself. You're always out trying to make sure that you keep your clients happy, have all the latest tools and the resources, but it's a challenge because what we do is not necessarily easily measured. And if it's not very easily measured, the client doesn't really understand all the hard work that goes into it. And as consultants, we're always looking for more new tools to help us overcome these challenges. And because we're in the quote-unquote service business, and as I pointed out, we're grinding away every day, prospecting, closing, fulfilling, and supporting, and then kind of rinsing and repeating. We're out hiring virtual assistants to help us, fulfill and support and even prospect. We're losing clients, we're gaining clients, we're on that hamster wheel cycle. And the problem is we're selling time. And unfortunately, for our clients, it's hard for them to value the work that goes into the time that we're investing in their business. Our key goal needs to shift a little bit. We need to, as a group, we need to really focus more on becoming an essential piece of their overall business, not just a hired hand that they are billed some hourly time or hourly rates for some services that we have pitched them. But instead, get out of selling the time business and figure out how to bake our value right into the DNA of our client's core business, so we become an integral part to their operations. Now we are not in the business of selling time. And the value of having software allows us to reposition what we can bring to the table for our clients. And what we're going to talk about today is a white label opportunity. This is an opportunity for you to take a piece of software, an application that has been battle tested and it's been, developed and used by some of the largest names in business, so that we can develop and deliver long-term sustainable value to our client, which in turn delivers long-term sustainable revenue for our business or our agency. So here are the 5 key things that we're going to make sure that you can take away from by leveraging and using this new content marketing application. First, we're going to show you how it will simplify your client prospecting process. So you aren't going to have to run out here and put proposals together and do pitch presentations anymore. All that's a thing of the past. Secondly, expedite your new client acquisition process. Bringing new clients on is something that needs to be a lot more fluid. We need to have a lot more quantity in the number of clients that we work with. And when we only focus on delivering service-oriented business to our clients, we typically find ourselves challenged with being able to expand the number of clients that we can work with at any given time. But if we have a resource that we don't even have to really service, we don't even have to actually work with the platform, but we can just install this platform for them and they find value in it, then that allows us to open up the doors and bring on a whole lot more clients and still generate a significant amount of residual and recurring revenue for our business and ourselves. That's the point for number 3 here, which is exponentially increasing the value to your client so that they understand, your client understands exactly how what you are bringing to the table, what that means to their bottom line. And when they can measure that, it makes them feel much more confident that the relationship that they have with you is a profitable and valuable one that they do not want to sever. So cohesively integrating your value right into their core operations, that's our objective. That's what we need to really be able to do so that we are partnered with those clients for the long term. And then that allows us to sit back and enjoy long-term sustainable revenues. Now, here's what you're going to witness. This is a mouthful, but Chuck actually challenged me to come up with a single sentence that describes what it is that this system is all about, so that we can try and communicate and convey it very succinctly. Now, I'm going to try and do this in one breath, so bear with me. This is a cloud-based marketing platform for managing your clients that is extremely easy to use, yet remarkably powerful at gathering and organizing marketing data and intelligence for the user. Plus, it increases social engagement and viral brand awareness. That's a mouthful, but it encompasses everything that this powerful marketing application brings to the table. Let me just tell you right up front, this is not a toy. This is not a little piece of software that you run on your PC or run on your Mac. This is a cloud-based app that has over $3 million already invested in it. It has been battle-tested for nearly 4.5, 5 years. Fortune 100, Fortune 500 brands are already using this technology. And it provides a level of social media metrics that you just cannot get from any other social media site. Facebook isn't giving you this level of insight and analytics. Google, Twitter, LinkedIn, you do not get the level of visibility in the ROI and the marketing intelligence that you get from using this tool. Now, we like to joke because the more valuable this tool is to the client is a direct correlation to how frequently it is used. If it is used on a regular and consistent basis, the client will never want to turn this off. The good news is it's so easy to set up. It takes literally less than 2 minutes to set this application up for a client. And the good thing is you don't even need your client's permission to do so. You can grab some resources off the web, off their social media site, and within 2 minutes you can have this system set up for your prospect. And I say prospect because this is the start of the pitch process. Once you set this up, you'll then be able to then use it on a regular basis for it just takes you seconds a day to kind of go through and build additional awareness and drive traffic for that prospect using this tool, so that once you show it to the client, it's like joining the mafia. They're not going to want to deactivate that. The more that you use it, the more they use it, the more value it brings to them, and the harder it is for them to want to leave or deactivate the app. So even if they don't want your services, even if they aren't interested in retaining your professional services to help them with content marketing or social media marketing, this tool, this app is something that they absolutely will find value in and will not want to deactivate. And that alone will earn you residual commission. Because you're white labeling this, because you're partnering with the group, you will be able to position yourself in front of an annuity that helps develop and generate wealth for your business. And that's the difference between selling time in a traditional service-oriented business and positioning yourself with a reliable, valuable application that the client wants to keep activated on an ongoing monthly and annual basis. It's a phenomenal opportunity that you guys have at your fingertips right now. You will have an opportunity to profit from this app immediately. And as I said, you will be able to white label this $3 million technology as your own. So the only place that the client can get this from is you. And as I mentioned earlier, nobody else in the internet marketing space has been exposed to this. So you really can separate yourself from all of the other internet marketing agencies, consulting agencies, web marketing practices that are out there when you are positioning yourself in front of a potential prospect. White labeling is extremely important because it allows us to keep our strategic relationships and resources protected from our clients and our competition. Unfortunately, white labeling can be quite expensive. Now, we have tried to develop an opportunity here that would be affordable for serious internet marketing consultants and consulting agencies. But let's be very frank with you. This is not an application, as I said, it's not a toy. It's not an application for the person who is not serious about their business or their client's business. So you really have to evaluate whether or not this is a opportunity that fits well for what you're doing with your business. If you're still just trying to kick in the tires with your own business, then perhaps not. But if you are serious about bringing value to the marketplace, then I absolutely encourage you to pay attention to the demo when I turn this over to Chuck, because you should be even as excited as I am, if not more so, because you have an opportunity to align yourself with Fortune 100 technology. You have an opportunity to reduce the amount of time and labor that you invest in your clients' activities. You have an opportunity to simultaneously increase the amount of value that you bring to the table so that your clients don't want to let you go. And then ultimately position yourself next to multi-million-dollar technology as a unique selling competitive advantage, so that it's not the same, well, you know, you're a little bit too expensive, but I'm going to go with the guy down the street. He kind of does the same thing that you do. Nobody else is going to be able to do what you're able to do for the clients if you position yourself with this opportunity early on. So you should be extremely excited for your opportunity to take advantage of this. Now, here's the one baseline that I want to make sure that we're all in agreement about. Content marketing is king today. I mean, it's 2013 going into 2014, and reality of it is social media, video, webs and blogs, it's all about creating and organizing and aggregating interesting and helpful and unique content to help tell the story for your client's message. And in this hyper socially connected world, developing and creating unique content for your clients and sharing that content all over the social web is crucial to their ability to successfully build awareness, trust, and confidence with their target market. That's what we're going to be able to help you virtually make a staple in how you deliver services and resources for your client. Now, unfortunately, content marketing is a pain in the butt for everybody. It requires you to create unique content or go out and aggregate interesting content, then syndicate the content and post the content and share the content on all the different social media resources that are out there. Then you've got to develop a social feed that you can control so that the right content gets to the right people. And then you have to market that content so that it gets exposed to the right prospects. And then ultimately, and this is the most important, you're going to have to measure the results of all of your content marketing efforts so that when the client says, well, what have you done for me lately? You're able to easily show some beautiful charts and spreadsheets and reports that demonstrate exactly how the content marketing efforts, the social media marketing efforts that you've been employing and helped manage have delivered definitive ROI for their business, impacting their bottom line for the greater. Good news is, Chuck and I feel that we have solved all of the above for me, for you, for anybody who sees this opportunity and participates in this opportunity with us. And I strongly believe that you guys are going to be absolutely blown away from what you're going to see. And again, I want you to understand that this technology is rock solid. It has been battle tested. It is not your low budget $500 software app that some guys knocked together in a garage with some crack PHP programmers at their side over a few months. It's not a new platform. It's been around for 4 to 5 years, and it's been battle tested by some of the biggest names in business. I'm talking about folks like Budweiser, CoverGirl, Lexus, and more are currently enjoying the rewards and the overall efficiencies that this app brings to the table. The good news is we have tweaked it for internet marketers and internet marketing consulting agencies. So I want to take the time now, without further ado, turn the presentation over to my friend, colleague, and business partner, Chuck Baker. Chuck, are you with us on the webinar?
You know, when we started our journey in developing the software specifically for internet marketers and to a certain extent ad agencies, you know, we dreamed about someone being able to outline the benefits in such a simple and cohesive way, and I just appreciate you being on the team to do that, because at the end of the day, you need to understand the benefits before you understand the software, right? So let's start from sort of our point of view as software developers in terms of how this works and what's in it for you. What's the benefit? Well, essentially it comes down to one thing: making more money. We want to stabilize your monthly billings, and as a former agency person, I ran a large $200 million agency. I also was on the client side in brand on Procter & Gamble, where I was actually buying budgets. Either way, at the end of the day, you want to stabilize your monthly billings. You want to have those guaranteed revenues that are coming in from several clients, so you can then rely on the staffing needs to support that higher up, and then more importantly, grow, spend more time on growing your business. And then you want to effortlessly grow your client base. You want to be able to scale your business seamlessly. And when in the service business, it's hard to do that because you got a lot of pitches. Clients are very hands-on. And so the more that you can offer them automation software, the more you'll be able to increase those billings and scale them. And then last but not least, I want to give you a competitive edge so that you have a sustainable advantage over people doing the same thing as yourself. And so if we can accomplish those goals, we think we'll be successful here. So how do we plan on doing this? Well, it's pretty straightforward. We want to equip you with Iron Man type marketing skills. Now, why do we choose Iron Man? Iron Man is a human being, but he's augmented his skill sets with amazing technology that makes him superhuman. And in this instance, you can now deliver things that other people can't. More importantly, you can work more efficiently, and we've identified the efficiencies at 92 times versus where they are today, which really saves you a lot of time and allows you to grow your business. And then last but not least, let's make you irreplaceable. In the software business, a lot of times the more you touch the software, the more folks come to understand the value of that software, and that value extends every time you touch the software. So at the end of 30 days, 60, 90-day engagement, not only are they seeing your services as valuable, but they're using your software that's very hard to replace. Has anyone ever tried to delete a Twitter account? You kind of think twice about it because there's so much content there, or a Facebook page. It's the same thing with our software. So, what's the recipe? Well, the ingredients are basically bringing together content marketing in a cohesive way. What is content marketing? Well, it's a $44 billion industry, and it's the single most significant digital marketing trend of 2013, ahead of mobile, targeting, personalization, social media engagement, and conversion rate. Now, these sub-trends are very important because we're going to take content marketing and bring all this into content marketing. We're bringing optimization, mobile optimization, targeting, engagement, and we're basically baking it into content marketing, which gives you all of these trends baked into one. But we start the conversation with content marketing and sort of understanding how that works. So content marketing has been around for decades, and essentially it's telling a story to engage your customers, right? To attract and retain them so that you can nurture a relationship, and over time you influence their buying decision, all right? And like I said, it's been around since the 1800s. In 1895, John Deere published The Furrow, which was a publication that was geared to help sell lawnmowers, and basically they helped you with landscape advice and other ways to trim and maintain your yard. Well, 100 years later, The Furrow is in 40 countries, 10 languages, 1.5 million circulation. Moving forward to 1930, Procter & Gamble used content marketing as well to tell stories around their soap brands, Duz and Oxydol. And that invented the soap opera, right? Now, the soap opera started on radio, but eventually it revolutionized advertising and was the driving force behind the invention of television. Unbelievable, right? how influential content marketing was to television. Sorry about this delay a little bit in the slides. Now today, content marketing has taken a new form. It consists of blogging, tweeting, Instagramming, posting on Facebook, liking posts on Facebook, sharing articles across all types of media, even Google Plusing, which is now taking off. But the problem is there's lots of moving parts. You know, you've got to update your networks. If you're blogging, which is very cumbersome, you have to set up the blog, and then you have to update the blog, and then you have to syndicate the blog so people can find it. That gets complicated. Research and planning, as you guys know, you can't just go into this thing blindly. You have to understand your client's demographic, their target market, and then you have to create relevant content for them. You've got to curate that content or create it yourself, which is complicated. And then you've got to update and listen and community build. Then you have contingency planning in case something happens, or maybe there's some popular event you want to tie into. A lot of moving parts. So those are the ingredients, content marketing and sort of today's version of that, right? The digital version of content marketing. What's the secret sauce? Blazestage. Blazestage is an innovative tool. It basically does two things. It simplifies the content marketing process, and it improves the way content is shared and tracked. Recall that one slide where it was the #1 trend, but underneath that you had some very great contenders, right? Which is optimization on mobile devices, targeting, tracking, and engagement. Well, you know what? Like I said, we bake that into content marketing using this tool. So what are the major benefits? You can update posts 30 times faster. Really a time saver in terms of updating posts. You can boost likes, followers, and website traffic by 10x versus typical means of content marketing. And that's huge because a lot of times your clients will say, oh, I need 1,000 likes. How do you get those? Do you buy them? Sure, there's ways to buy them, but then that's not real traffic. That's not an engaged community. Here you can do it organically, and it's very effective. Convert your social fan base into actual customers. That's, to me, the most important thing. At the end of the day, all this traffic's great, but how many customers did I get out of this, and did this increase my business, my sales, my profits? We can get you insights on Facebook, Google, and Twitter that you can't, frankly, get from those platforms. They give you plenty of insights, but they're mainly demographic and broad stroke. Here we give you the individual statistics, so you can hyper-target content around individual lifestyles in a way no other platform can. Ultimately, maintain ownership and control. When you post to Facebook directly, they own it. You own the native file, they own the file that you just uploaded. So you can't pull it back. If you ever try to download something from Facebook, you can't. Same with YouTube. You can't download the video back, or Instagram, right? So it's great to post on social networks where the audience lives so that you can help attract the audiences that are there. But ultimately, you want to bring them back into your website or your store or e-retailer so that you can convert them into customers and continue to find out who they are, what they like, so you can give them content that you own directly so they get excited and you develop that relationship. That will help influence their buying decision. So we want to give you the tools to get major client satisfaction so you can blow your client away with superior results. That kind of sets up everything. We're going to jump into the demo in just a second here. Let's talk a little bit about how the technology works, and then we'll show you the demo. So the current content marketing approach, you create and update blog posts. This is kind of a general way of doing things. You create and update blog posts, you update social pages, and then you gather insights from Google Insights or Analytics, Facebook and Twitter, and sometimes people are using ComScore, some of these, web trends, these different tools that basically give you broad data on who's clicking on your pages and posts. So you can get those right now today. The problem is that when you create and update blog posts, it's very cumbersome. Updating social pages, they own everything, like we said. And then gathering insights on Facebook, Google, and Twitter, there's not enough data to convert fans into customers. It's really just geared to help you continue to advertise with them by giving you demographic information so you can advertise against demographics. It serves them no purpose to sort of hand over the individual statistics so that you can reach these people directly through email or phone numbers, right? Cell phones. Now you don't have to use Facebook, so they're not going to give that to you. Now, we fix these problems, right? We fix the problem of creating an updating blog post by giving you a new product called a hyperfeed, which sort of is like Twitter on steroids that lives on your web page, right? So Twitter is a great way to update because it's so quick. It's 140 characters, boom, 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 boom. Well, we created what we call a hyperfeed, which is a rich version of that, which thumbnails sort of quick captions or tweets in a way that makes it richer and very cool, kind of like Twitter meets blogging. And we make it super easy to update. So that's a product we've invented called a hyperfeed. Updating social pages, no problem. You can still do that. You can schedule posts from your hyperfeed to Facebook, Twitter, Google+, LinkedIn, so that you maintain ownership and control. So instead of posting directly to those networks, you're now posting it on your feed, then you're syndicating it out, and it looks just like you did it directly. It's really cool. And then gathering insights, no problem. Now that you're tracking everything through your hyperfeed, we give you deeper analytics based on a bunch of different tools that help convert your audience from social pages into an audience that you own and know, because we give you single sign-in tools. So instead of saying, oh, please sign in my newsletter, please, or you're going to the dealership, please sign up, and just pushing people to sign up, here it's baked organically into the content viewing experience. So you're getting sign-ups automatically. Once you get sign-ups, now you can reach out to them directly, plus you can track them. Very cool. We'll explain social missions in a second. So when we look at a bird's eye view of our platform, it's a fully integrated solution for the content marketing, internet marketing agency. I talked about the ability to syndicate from your hyperfeed, but we also have these, and I talked about the sign-in, single sign-in buttons. We also have commenting, fan gating. Fan gating is a concept where if you like my page on Facebook, I'll give you a coupon, right? Basically a advertised page and then a revealed page. Well, that typically only lives on Facebook. We fan gate across all social networks, so we can say if you tweet, then you get access to this video, that kind of thing. Very cool. We give you a cloud hosting system baked in that you control. Very important for original content, which ultimately is where you want to be. You want to be producing your own video. You want to be shooting your own images so that you can publish out exclusive content, right? And in order to do that, you need a hosting platform. Hosting is complicated. You need to encode. You need to back up. You need to allow those files to be transferred and published. You need players that look beautiful. We do all that for you. It's really an amazing technology that's baked in. When you're surfing the internet and you're sharing stories, we give you a simple plug-in on your browser, so you can just click a button and it shoots whatever article you're viewing to your hyperfeed and adds it. You don't even have to cut and paste it. And then it creates the thumbnail. We'll show you that so that it looks beautiful. On the analytics side, again, we give you analytics the other platforms don't. Plus, we allow you to download the actual report, which includes the contact information, the first name, last name, and email address of everyone that signed in through Facebook or through the sign-up process. So very, very cool, very important data. So moving forward, let's talk about a summary of how we automate all these workflows and then how we got to this 92 times savings. Client proposal and pitch. We didn't talk about the fact that we simplified the pitch process so you can really scale. Instead of spending an hour on pitches, 2 minutes. The hyperfeed replaces the blog. Instead of setting up blogs and updating those blogs, which is complicated on WordPress or Tumblr, don't worry about the blog. You can just create the hyperfeed and get going with your client, show the same results, even more results, within 2 minutes. Media hosting. Forget setting up MediaFire or all these complicated, HostGator systems where you're hosting your platform. That'll take you at least a half an hour if you're internet savvy. We allow you to do that in 30 seconds. And the list goes on. 1 hour versus 1 minute for sign up. Producing original video. Mark was able to secure a strategic partner so we can offer you a professionally produced video. And this guy's the best in the business. He's got over 5,000 videos. You know how complicated it is. You've got to get the script. You've got to approve the script. You've got to shoot. You've got to edit. You've got to get the voiceover approved and licensed. And then you got to ultimately deliver it. We can do all that in 1 hour, down from 20 hours. Posting, community building, conversations, usually a half an hour to talk and comment and do all that. Here, 30 seconds on the posting and the whole community building. Tracking and targeting individual user insights are not done today. Again, you get that demographic information, but not the individual, where you can actually develop a one-on-one relationship and influence the purchase decision. We enable you to do that in 2 minutes. It's not available now, so we don't even measure that, but it's certainly a value. And then multi-client management. We want to make sure you can grow your business across all your clients, not just one client. For instance, with Hootsuite, you log in and you can integrate 30 pages for one client. But how do you go from client to client to client? Well, when you're really, doing major content marketing campaigns, which you will be using this tool, you need to be able to click between 10 dealerships with separate accounts, separate cloud hosting logins, right? Separate analytics. You need to be able to toggle between those multi-unit franchises or just any unique client in real time. We allow you to do that in 5 seconds. It just takes 5 seconds to refresh the page, frankly. So amazing automation here. And ultimately, it comes down to 92 times cost reduction just on those workflows. So we're getting to the point where I'm going to show you the demo. We work for any business, and what I'm going to do is give you an example of 2 businesses that I think are very relevant for your customer base. And so we've looked at sort of 3 types of businesses. There's sort of the beginner businesses, the intermediate, and advanced. The beginners may or may not have a website. They most likely don't have a blog. And then they have little or no traction on Facebook and Twitter. Intermediates typically have a website, might not have a blog. They probably have a YouTube channel, but maybe not. And then they have a modest fan base, right? The advanced ones are the ones that have large fan bases on these social networks, probably on Instagram as well, and they need to really try to take that audience and create meaningful relationships with each person. We have a solution for all those businesses. So what I'm going to do is give you an example of a car dealership. And Mark talked about car dealerships as a great opportunity for you as an internet marketer. The average car salesperson without content marketing basically has these sign-up forms, and this downtown Subaru of Oakland does not have any content marketing going on, has no social pages. So these kind of companies do exist. And like I said, you know, some of them don't even have websites, like large landscaping companies or companies, you know, locksmiths. Companies that are doing $500,000 in revenue, they have marketing budgets, just don't have websites. They're still doing.
And guys, if you haven't paid attention yet, there is an opportunity. Somebody can go out and get this client tomorrow.
That's right, and you can get them from anywhere that you have internet access. So they have very little pre-engagement with prospects. They don't know where the prospects are. They sort of come into the dealership, or they fill out these forms online, or they're in the lot, or whatever. And then once they're there, they lose contact with the prospect after they leave the dealership. So there's no pre or post, really. They follow up through email. They call you up also, and they're like, hey, do you want to buy that car? And that's kind of how it's done, right? And the close rate for a company like that is still pretty solid. It's 15%. This is, you know, documented information on Quorum. And what does that mean? Well, here's the anatomy. 2.4 people walk in a day, 55 lot prospects per month. This is per salesperson. This person's working 23 work days a week, and 90% of the prospects are directly followed up on through sales calls or email. Again, push marketing. You're not talking much about anything else. And usually just one call, are you ready to buy, right? 15% close rate. Not bad. Let's show you how our product works.
I hope you guys are ready for this. This is where it gets really exciting. I hope you guys are ready.
So basically, I'm going to take you to lexus.blazestage.com. Just setting that up. Oops. Okay, so let's look at a website that exists today that basically has a Facebook page, and this particular company is called Coliseum Lexus, right? And let's go ahead and Google Coliseum Lexus. I'll just do Lexus Oakland because I know that's the easiest way to find them. Let's look at their website. So Coliseum Lexus looks like this. Not a bad website. It's branded with Lexus. It shows the cars, right? And then down here, it sort of has this kind of buried call to action to visit all their different pages, right? If you go to their Facebook page, this is great. They pull in their most recent Facebook post. But again, that's not really doing a lot, but it definitely is, you know, it's definitely integrating some social media. And, you know, first thing I want you to do is like it. Why am I liking it, though? I'm not really engaged yet, right? Well, if you go to their Facebook page, you can see that they have a bunch of things going on here. Hope you can make this welcome event. Oh, okay, cool. 4 people like it. All right. The Lexus GX, pictured here, maybe discontinued. All right, cool. Well, you know what? Let me show you how it's typically done. And I don't have access to their admin page, so I'm going to do it on Blazestage, which is a sandbox Blazestage page. So basically, I would go to this link if I'm doing an internet marketing campaign for this particular client, and I would stumble across, and I'd be like, okay, let's paste this, cut and paste this, and put it on the Facebook page, right? So what I would do is I'm going to go to my page, acting as if I'm Lexus, and I would just go here, right? And it would show up like this. And then I would take the language that captions that particular post. I would take this part, and I would create a caption, okay, and I'd put it right here. Boom. And then I would post it. That's typically how content marketing is done today. It looks just like their posts. Now, if I'm a fan, then I would come to Coliseum Lexus, and I would go to their website, boom, except I would come to Blazestage, all right? And I would click on this link, and I would go to the link that I just showed you, which is this. That's typically how it's done. Now, the problem with this is you're not actually, and this is before you would sign up. This is if you just come to the Lexus Coliseum fan page on Facebook, pre-liking it. So I'm coming to this page, I haven't liked them, and I'm just kind of getting a freebie. I'm looking at the post, and that's it. There's nothing that Coliseum has gained from that, unless you get the like. But again, there's no call to action to get the like. Here's how it would work with Blazestage. Instead of cutting and pasting that directly to the Coliseum Lexus page, I would go into my Lexus Blazestage hyperfeed, which looks really cool. This is the latest Lexus image. If you go to Lexus, and let me sign in here. If you go to Lexus's corporate page, then you can see what they are advertising. Boom. So now I've done something that's coordinated with Lexus corporate. They have 2 million likes. And so I'm just a little more relevant, right? And I can take that same URL, paste it in here. This is my hyperfeed, and I'm going to show you how the hyperfeed works in a second. So all I've done is cut and paste the link the same way I would directly to Facebook, but now I'm doing it on my hyperfeed, and I just click return, and what does it do? It creates a really nice, rich thumbnail that also captions the title, right? And then I can just add the same caption, and I would just go to that caption, Coliseum Lexus. Okay, here's the caption. I misspelled Coliseum, sorry guys. So I'm going to put the caption in here, and it just creates a really nice feed. Boom. Now what do? I can now share that or syndicate that to my Facebook page so that not only does it live on my feed, but it lives on Facebook. And I'll show you how that works. So I've clicked on this. I click Facebook. So now I'm posting it to Facebook, and I'll put it on my page personally, and let's show you how that works. So now, instead of posting it directly to Facebook, I've put it on my hyperfeed, which populates all my posts in a branded feed, so people can always come to that hyperfeed, but it also syndicated to Facebook. What does that look like? Well, it looks like this. It looks like the same post that showed up directly on Facebook, except now it's got Lexus.Blazestage in it. So what does that do? When you click on it, it takes you to the hyperfeed directly to that post. And then it takes you to the URL. So what have you done now? You've done the same activity, except you have a place to house all of your feeds, which is this nice content feed here, this hyperfeed. You can see other things. You can maybe get a commercial or a Lexus car review. And you've tracked someone from Facebook, you've driven them to your web hyperfeed, where you now can engage them. That's step one. That's a very important thing. And I'm going to show you the behind-the-hood analytics as to why that makes sense and how you can offer new data to your client. But let's sweeten off.
But before you jump on Chuck, just one thing I want to make sure you guys just understand is this is just a very thin layer that from a social marketing service responsibility aspect that we just put on top of what everybody typically does today. And it doesn't take any longer. It's the exact same process, the same steps. The only thing is that you put your layer in front of all of the social networks. That's what the big boys do. That's what the Budweisers do and the CoverGirls do and the Lexus corporates do, because they are in control over their feed, and that's what you're able to now give to your clients and position yourself in front of all of your competition. Nobody else can do this. I'm sorry, Chuck. I just had to share that, man. I
Yeah, no
apologize.
worries. So
I get so excited.
no, it's great, and this feed is an intelligent feed. It's mobile optimized. If you shrink the screen, it looks great in a mobile browser, right? You still get the top branding. This would be the iPad, and so we sort of built all that in here. The nav bar now gets collapsed, so it's totally mobile optimized. Whereas the Coliseum website isn't, right? If you go directly to that website, it's not mobile optimized.
I was just going to say, if somebody runs out and contacts Coliseum Lexus tomorrow, you have given them a mobile solution and a social media solution. Don't you think they'll want to take a few more of your calls to upsell them other services for them? I mean, this is a beautiful foot in the door strategy. This is so awesome. I apologize, Chuck. I'm stepping all over.
Now there's about 30 other features that I could show you, but let me show you some of the more relevant ones. So now, I talk their call to action. They have like here. It's kind of buried, and that's how they get people to like. Or if you come into the dealership, please like our page, right? You can see this happening on television all the time. Please follow me, like me. It's just kind of this push sell. Well, here you can make it a lot more organic for your audience, which they love, because you can actually conduct fan gating and basically apply a social mission to content that they care about. So I'll put it in context. You can pitch the following campaign to any car dealership, right, to help drive likes. You can say, how about when people are doing test drives, why don't you have them or their friend tape the test drive either before, obviously you can't tape while you're driving, so you could do a little montage before you get in and then after you leave, and hey, I just test drove and I love it, and then upload it to a central server which we can provide, right? You could run that campaign right now, and that would be a great way to get them excited about watching their own video, right? How would that work? Well, basically, once the video is produced, you would say, okay, you can actually go get the video, and you would basically upload the video, or you could put it on YouTube, and I'll show you. So here's actually a video that I sourced, Lexus car reviews by new owners, right? And you could get another one. You could go to YouTube here, and I just sourced the video. And you can say, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and I like this video that someone posted to YouTube after they test drove Lexus, and then I could just cut and paste this into my browser, right? Okay. And instead of just publishing this video on the feed and then sharing it on Facebook, what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply a fan gate to the video, and I'll show you how that works. So let's sweeten the offer and create a social mission which essentially rewards fans that like your page. So the traditional way of doing things is you go to the Coliseum website, or you're in the dealership and they say like our page, or here for instance they have this little call to action, like. Well, that's not really incentivizing anyone to like, because what am I getting in return? Well, okay, fine, I get access to your like page content, but really what you want to do is you want to incentivize them to like your page. The incentive that we've created is a tool called a social mission, and what that means is, hey, if you like my page, you'll instantly get access to something that's really important to you, like content. So what kind of content is really important? Well, typically people like to see themselves in action, right? They like to shoot video or images, and then, you know, like if you're at Six Flags, you want to see yourself screaming at the end, so you buy the $12.99 photo, right? Because it's you and your children and you're screaming. Well, it's the same thing with car dealerships, and this is a proven promotion. So the next time, and then you could sell this promotion to the car dealership. The next time you would tell the car dealership you have a test drive with one of your prospects, say, hey, since you're with your children, why don't you have them tape the test drive, do a little montage. Hey, Mom and Dad are about to do a test drive. You know, record it in the test drive. Obviously, you have to have a passenger, and then at the end say we loved it. Now, how does that work? Well, we'll upload it. You'll say upload it to our central server, which we give you. We give you access to the ability to upload to a central server using our cloud system, which is something I can show you in another demo. It's really simple. You click upload. So let's just assume it's uploaded. Or you could say, you know what, just upload it to YouTube. Well, here's what happens. We could say we're going to add it to our feed so that you and everyone else that is on our page gets access to this. And they'll say, oh, that's cool. When will it be ready? Say, well, you know what, either upload it to our server or to YouTube. Now, let's say they uploaded it to YouTube, and this is what the video looks like. It's like new owner test drive, right? And I'll play a little bit of it.
And the new CT200H, downtown San Francisco.
Now, here's how you're going to get the like out of them. You would simply cut and paste this link, and you literally cut and paste it just like you would on Facebook, the URL. And we do all the back end. We thumbnail it, and you could caption it, "Cool test drive on the new IS." And you're giving these people a little 5 minutes of fame, right? Now here's where you get the like. Instead of publicly making this accessible, you would use our social missions, and you would click edit, and you can change your permissions that are required to access it. You could require that someone signs in. Once they click the thumbnail, they have to sign in or give you some data. Or you could create a social mission, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to require that they like my Facebook page, which in this instance will be Lexus. Okay? And then I'm going to save it. And you can enter any page. You can, if it's Pepsi, you can enter Pepsi. All you have to do is just type in the URL. You don't have to type in the full Facebook. We recognize it for you. If it's not recognizable or it's blocked, like 18 and over Ciroc, for instance, just one of our clients, then it'll say invalid page, right? So we give that error message in the event that we don't validate it, so you're not sending people to the wrong page. But anyway, I'm only going to require that they like Pepsi. What's really cool is you can require that they like Pepsi and Lexus. I'm sorry, we're only going to allow them to like Lexus. So you can do multi-missions. But I'm going to create this mission. Okay? Now, let me make sure that I unlike Lexus so that this works. I'm going to go to Lexus, and I'm going to unlike them. Oh, I have unliked them. Great. So how does this work? Well, when you come to this content post, and you can actually email this to them, right? You could just go, you know what? We'll go ahead and email this to them. Email it to Chuck. Send an email. And I'll show you how that looks in a second. Actually, I'll show you now. Let's go through the whole user experience. Chuck, here's your video. Cool test drive. Now you've directly sent it to them, so this is hyper-targeting because you've sent it to them directly. They click on it. Oh, they're excited, right? So they click on it, and it takes them to the page, right? Well, it takes them, here it is, takes them to the page, and here's what happens. In order to view it, they're like, oh, this is cool, and they see the Lexus page, and they're like, oh, interesting, there's a lot of stuff going on here. Okay, well, let me click on this. Oh, I got to log in with Facebook, no problem. Now, when you log into Facebook, you're actually opting into the Facebook app. Oh, wait, I got to like Lexus on Facebook and unlike the content. Well, you know what? I'm going to do that because why? I'm getting access to exclusive content. Like. Now, you don't actually have to go to Facebook. You can like it right here on the interface, and then we automatically validate it for you. Boom. And now you get access to that video, right, which takes you to YouTube. Pretty cool. So let's sort of summarize what just happened there. The easiest way to summarize it is to go to the analytics dashboard and actually show what happened. So I go into analytics on Lexus, and you can see that I did a lot here. I anonymously viewed the post, then I logged in and viewed it. You can see me logging in. I viewed the post here, and I viewed the post here. So all these times I viewed the post. And Lexus got a new like. So not only did I get the like, but I got all the analytics on every activity that I conducted. Either I was anonymous because I hadn't logged in, or I logged in. I now, as one of the top fans, am ranked into the top 100. And you can see I have 12 credits. It's tracking everything that I'm doing, view activity. You can see that I viewed this, I viewed this, I viewed this, I shared that, I viewed this. Really cool stuff. So the next time I want to send something to that particular user, I know what to send them. How is that relevant? Well, let's go to another client, Boloco. Boloco is actually more advanced than this particular Oakland Coliseum Lexus. Boloco has thousands of followers on Twitter and Facebook, and they're actually doing a great job of engaging people on social media. If you look at their page, their homepage, well, this is their TV page. You go to their homepage real quick. You can see that these guys are in the game. This would be a wonderful franchise to close because they're advanced and they get social media. They've got Boloco TV. They've got a blog. You know, their Twitter following is really strong. You can see that they have 11,000 followers, and their Facebook following is strong too. So if you go to their Facebook page, you can see that they have 15,000 likes. They're really engaged, right? So how would we be able to provide benefits to Boloco? Well, let's say Boloco has the Blazestage feed. So we've taken just their top banner, and I'll show you how to do that. You basically would just go into this little settings bar, and you click Edit this stage. It's really easy. You can only change like 5 fields: brand or company, branded URL, logo, avatar, top image. When you go in to change these, basically you can thumbnail them, right? And you would just select an image, and we make it easy for you. There's no sort of photoshopping required. Even with a long, wide image, you can thumbnail it and crop it and make it look cool, right? So really simple, really clean. Boom. That's how that works. So you've created this cool little wall for them. And now we're going to look at sort of all the content posts that Boloco has posted. And these are really organized into one feed. If you look at Boloco now, again, ahead of its industry, but it's kind of buried, right? If you go to Boloco TV, you got to, in order to see the TV clips, you got to go to TV, and the thumbnails are really small. And I know the owner of Boloco, so if you're watching, definitely not trying to criticize this site. I think it's ahead of the game, just showing you how you can improve it using Blazestage. So you've got these buried captions, they're really small. You're not sure what you're looking at here, but it's great that they have TV. And then if you look at the blog, the blog has thumbnails as well. They're really small. June 24th was the last time, so not doing a lot of updating. So with the feed, you can see that things are really kind of tight and organized, and you can see that you can just scroll through them. You can also search them, most recent, most comments, pictures, videos, URLs, or you can just search by keyword if you'd like. But here's the point. Let's say I'm posting something new, right? And I want to go to here, and I want to say, you know what? This is Community Day. So instead of sharing this URL here, I'm going to cut and paste the embed code, which I'm sure you guys have done before, which embeds the video inside a web page. And YouTube gives you the simple embed code. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here, and I'm going to say, you know what? This is a really cool thing. This is this neighborhood kind of TV program. And I'm going to just refresh it, and there, it's here, right? Now, who am I going to send this to? Well, I want to hyper-target this and send it to people that may be more community-minded. So I'm going to send an email instead of posting it. I'm going to say, well, you know what? These are the 2 people that are following me, and obviously I could have hundreds of them. Let's see what Chuck is interested in. Oh, okay, he shared that. That looks community. That's like a biking event, another biking event, AIDS walk, excuse me. Okay, this guy's into it. What's Lady Gaga into? She watched the T-shirt and she viewed this. Maybe I'll just send this to Chuck. Okay. So you can hyper-target who receives this particular link instead of having to post it directly. And that way, you can do it for miles of people. You can select multiple people. So now you're able to send them content they care about. So I'll go ahead and send this to Chuck, and just like I did before, I could say, thought you might be interested in this, right? And I send it to him. I can also schedule that this shows up on Facebook maybe a day later. So I can say, you know what, on Facebook I want this to show up on Blazestage or any of my other pages at a certain time. So I can say, you know what, I don't want this to show up until tomorrow at rush hour morning, 7 a.m., right? 7:40 a.m. I can publish it to any of the networks that are now plugged in through Blazestage and send the email later. This is my Twitter API, which I have to authorize. So we connect that in for you. Authorize the app. Done. And it's finished. Okay? So Monday at 7:40, it's going to publish on Twitter. And so you can do that with any of your networks. So now I can send Chuck this particular post earlier, exclusive post. And this could be something really important, right? Boom. Definitely delivered the typo. But anyway, so here, the person that's most interested in this kind of content, Chuck, now gets access to this content first. Really cool stuff. All right? I think that's a good stopping point for the demo. Let me continue here to show you sort of how this makes sense for you as an internet marketer. So you've seen several things. You saw the old way of doing things, and you saw the new way of doing things where there's tracking, there's the ability to hyper-target through the analytics. I can show you how to download those analytics and actually hand those data points over to the client. But the bottom line is all this content lives on your hyperfeed, so now over time you have a destination where all of your content lives, mobile optimized. It's actually search engine optimized too. I didn't show you that. But that makes you sticky and important and irreplaceable to your client, because not only are you have a place for all their content, but you're syndicating it right back out and you're tracking it with those URLs that come back, right? So how does that work? Well, a socially savvy salesman, not one that's not using content marketing, does this. This is back to the car dealer. They constantly remind prospects to like their page on Facebook or Twitter. They're able to stay in contact with them through social media. The communication is passive, not pushy. So that's great. That's versus the person that's making phone calls and sending emails. That's a great thing. But the reinvented content marketing salesperson takes it a whole step further. They organically integrate their like and follow. So not just passive, but it's integrated. And that's the call to action where, hey, if you like, you get access to your own user-created content. That's an example of that. So now integrated into that. And I didn't show you how you can follow me on Twitter or retweet as a social mission as well. You're also tracking all your social media posts, so now you develop those insights. You're driving traffic from the social media posts back to your website that white labels to the client's website. You organically collect that user data because they're signing in through Facebook to complete the missions, and all that's baked in. And then you're delivering hyper-relevant content. So now that close rate goes up, right? It goes up from 15% to 25%, because now, on top of the direct communication, you're able to get 10 to 15% more of the prospects to be followed up directly through Blazestage data capture. And it's been proven to do that with artists and some of the media professionals that are using this to increase those close rates, because now you can directly communicate and influence their buying behavior. That's worth a ton of money in the automotive industry, because now you've sold 5 additional cars per salesperson, right? And that could mean, several $1,000s a month just by creating a tool to engage your audience through social media, not even requiring a website or a blog, right? Just like the Subaru dealer, or as sophisticated and savvy as Boloco. You can influence that purchase behavior just like that, and that pays out literally within a couple months.
You see, guys, just the point here is that you take social media and email marketing and you hyper target it so that you're not just doing blasts and posts that don't really resonate with the right target audience. When we can show clients this is how you connect and this is who you connect with, they don't want to leave you. It's incredible. I'm sorry, Chuck, go ahead.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the company just so you understand a little bit about how we do business, our values, and then we're going to turn it back over to Mark so he can talk about the offer. So basically, we've been around since 2009, and we've developed a pretty impressive track record. We've raised just under $4 million in funding, and that includes a mix of angel and enterprise investors. And we've got Fortune 500 as well as top media companies, entertainment companies, as well as our customers using our platform on the enterprise side, paying thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for the product. Some of our clients include CSAC, which is a performing rights organization. Anytime songs are played on the radio or synced into like Seinfeld episodes, someone gets paid, the songwriter and the publisher. Well, CSAC is one of 3 companies that collects and distributes payments on behalf of the songwriters. Very powerful organizing body. They basically chose our platform versus some of very well-funded competitors such as Dropbox. Scott Free Productions is one of our clients. They're an influential film productions house that produces over 200 TV shows. They've got Academy Award-winning films, in their filmography, including Gladiator. They did American Gangster.
That's Ridley Scott's group, right?
Yeah, Ridley Scott, Good Wife is on television numbers. So they use our platform to send scripts privately. I didn't show you the file transfer system where you can, it's kind of like a Dropbox with preview, where you can instantly send links, but we give you a really cool bonus, which is you can preview full-length video, kind of like Netflix, without having the Netflix platform, using our platform. So you don't have to wait for those files to download. So if you're a media professional sending and receiving gigabytes a day, this isn't, this saves you tons of time. Plus we give you the digital rights management to make sure that it doesn't get pirated. We give you all types of encryption and file augmentation tools that are all baked into the product that you'd be using for your clients. So if you're producing original video and you're starting to get into the big leagues, you don't have to leave the platform and start, using Apple Final Cut Pro Server, which is $300 a day, or I think it's $2,000 a month or something. Bottom line is, all that's baked into the product. We started with Hollywood, and we're carrying this through to small businesses. Lexus, P&G, CoverGirl, Chronicle Coffee, Men's Warehouse is forthcoming. The other clients are either buying our product now or will be next month. So we have, in total, over 100,000 professionals using the platform and have been using it since 2009. And so that's just a little bit about the company. And then in terms of the technology, really quickly, we don't want to get too wonky here. The architecture is built on Amazon Web Services, which powers Netflix and Dropbox and Instagram and Amazon. They are an amazing cloud hosting provider that allows companies like ourselves, to scale instantly without having to pay a ton of money on the back end. So that keeps our expenses low, so we can pass those savings on to you as a internet marketing affiliate. And it's very stable, 99.99% uptime, which is like 24 minutes a year of potential downtime, so you can pass that reliability on as well. But we have all of our software built on top of that, and it's all proprietary, and it's all open source. So our technology deck is very sophisticated. Our stack is a conglomerate of a lot of different highly stable software languages. We have incredibly talented engineers that we hire full-time that are there to always innovate and help us with support as we continue to launch new iterations. So you have the power of all that behind you as you would be selling the software. So the bottom line is you have access to enterprise software, and that gives you a major advantage over people that aren't using this. It keeps your clients hooked beyond the marketing services because you have that feed that you control, and that feed is an intelligent feed that serves as a data capture tool, and most importantly, it's rich and cool, and consumers can enjoy it, and they can discover it on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Google+. So the more you post, the more valuable you and the software are to your customer. You control the content, data, and software license certificates, which gives you a lot of authority. And then that ultimately makes you irreplaceable. It creates what we call an exit barrier because the switching costs are so high for the client. So how can you participate? Well, we are setting up a global internet marketer affiliate network, and you guys are the first ones to see this. So the opportunity to get in at this level is very exclusive, limited, scarce, and we've done that so that the folks that get in early get rewarded. And so we're going to take this Internet Marketer Affiliate Network to market so that we have software that small business people can get a hold of using you guys as the conduits and the distributors, because ultimately that's what we care about. We want to make sure that we democratize the way that small businesses, medium-sized businesses, even content creators that just post stuff to YouTube could use this. The people that are really doing amazing things, creating jobs, expanding culture are the ones we want to target first. And a lot of times it's not done that way. It's done through the corporate sort of trickle-down approach. We're gonna roll this out to internet marketers first, and then in a couple months we're going to offer it directly, right? But you will already at that point have a huge advantage, not only because the price point will be at the lowest in the company's history and it's going to get more expensive for their affiliates, but also because you'll be able to sell this in 2 months earlier. So we're going to offer you white label reseller plans, basically to leverage the platform and earn big commissions. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mark and certainly appreciate your time. Mark?
Awesome, man. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I hope you guys can really appreciate and see the distinction between the way that it was done versus the new way, the more effective way to do it. Chuck, if you don't mind, go ahead and mute the mic there, and I will kind of bring this presentation home. Want to really just set the stage here. You know, now that you have seen the power behind this app, I want to make sure you definitely understand the potential opportunity. We'll talk some numbers, and we'll kind of lay out the model here so that you can effectively make an intelligent business decision moving forward. There's a very limited number of licenses and a very limited time that we have this opportunity open. Going into the fourth quarter of 2013, we have very specific goals as a company, and then moving into 2014, it will be broad expansion. So we really want to kind of set the stage and get the right partners on board early so that we all have a great opportunity here to profit. So again, quick recap. These were the primary objectives that we wanted to try and accomplish with this tool to help us overcome the challenges that we have as an internet marketer. Simplifying the client prospecting process, expediting the acquisition of a new client process, exponentially increasing our value to that client, and then cohesively integrating that value right into their core operation so that we can enjoy long-term sustainable revenue because of a long-term sustainable relationship. And even if that relationship does not require your professional services, you're still able to generate an annuity, a monthly recurring commission, because they're getting value from the platform. So let me just take you through a really quick 4-step process for how you should be approaching new target prospects. And again, Chuck did a great job laying out some examples of clients that might have been outside of your focus in trying to target because maybe they already had, or you felt they already had, a very good handle on social media, i.e. the Boloco group. So while it definitely seems that they get it, you still can bring some value to the table and provide that marketer, that social media marketer, or whoever is managing their content, resources that they just don't have right now. So developing the prospecting process, or we'll say reinventing the prospecting process, is what Blazestage will allow you to do. And there's 4 simple steps in this. First, build the Blazestage hyperfeed for that new prospect. Go grab their logo, grab some images off their website, and create the actual feed. Then go grab some relevant content. Go to their website, go to their blog, go to their Facebook page, go to YouTube, go to Google, and just copy and paste a few links into that new feed that you created. Set up a couple of social missions, a few of those pieces of content to be consumed only after somebody has liked or shared or tweeted or done some sort of social engagement around a few of those pieces of content. The more critical and the more important pieces of content, and then present the hyperfeed to the prospect. And what Chuck didn't show you, or maybe he did show you, but maybe we glossed over it, is that you can send your invitation right from your dashboard. So you don't even have to go out and Microsoft Word a proposal or open up Outlook or anything extra. You simply say, hey, I took the time to have my development team put together a personal customized hyperfeed for you, and we also source some of your current content and some other relevant content for you. Take a look at this. Here's the link. That alone is your presentation. So you've now just pitched them a resource that they're going to want to inquire more about, even before there's any traffic or any data or any analytics, because you've taken that Coliseum Oakland's logo and look and feel, and you've taken the stories that they're trying to talk about, and you're giving it to them in a more organized, more controlled fashion, and they're going to inquire, so what is this? How do I take advantage of this? Which leads you to the client acquisition step, which 4 simple steps here. You can say, hey, you know what? We can show you exactly how to leverage and use this. Give us 14 to 30 days. We'll do it for free. We'll run some content marketing. We'll go grab some more content off of your site. We'll start sharing it. Make us an admin on your page so that we can start getting in there and really kind of, affecting what you're doing. And for the next 14 to, 30 days, we'll help really aggregate some content and organize it, running it through the Blazestage platform. You'll add content to it daily. It takes seconds a day. And again, because it's one master control panel, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+, and Facebook are all right there at your fingertips. The other thing that you have, and I don't think we did during the demo, was being able to instantaneously jump from client A to client B. So you can jump from Boloco to Lexus to your dental client, literally at the drop of a drop down. So you are managing all of their content publishing responsibilities from one dashboard. And then after this trial period, you're able to then show them some analytics. You're able to show them some data points. You're able to show them a good amount of, not just, oh, here, you got 100 new likes. That doesn't really mean anything. Generically, it's great, but sustainably, what does that really mean for my business? If you can start drilling down and say, Mary Sue was really digging this stuff here, and Bobby was really digging this stuff here, why don't you have one of your sales reps follow up with Mary Sue and with Bobby specifically and start really engaging them in a more detailed or more sophisticated relationship? That tells their salespeople who are the hot leads. And it's more than a name and an email address. It's getting that relationship built. And again, because the platform is all-inclusive, you can communicate with them right through the platform. Send them an email right through the platform. Message them through instant messenger on Facebook right through the platform. Very, very powerful stuff. So you simply have to ask a question to the prospect now after the trial period. Would you like me to continue marketing your content and building up your feed, or do you guys want to do it yourself? Pretty simple. I can show you how to do it. You can charge them a training fee. I can show you how to do it, and if you have any questions, I can be there to support you. Totally up to you how you want to position it and source yourself out to it, which gives you the opportunity to do one of two things, right? You can build in an extra revenue stream for yourself by saying, hey, for an extra $5 or $10 a day, my team will manage your content. So you've just built an extra $150 to $300 residual income for you guys having, the responsibility of logging in and using the dashboard. And because you will be a master admin on this dashboard, you will have access to their accounts very simply from your white label dashboard. So managing it doesn't take a whole lot of time. You can also set users up. You can also give VAs some responsibilities to go manage Lexus and another VA a responsibility to go manage Boloco. So you can really source it out and be very efficient with your management as well. The other thing that you guys can do is really just, look at it as, hey, I'll train you guys on how to do it internally, and I'll move on to the next client. And this is an easy way to add an extra 20, 40, 50, 100, 500 clients onto your roster that's paying you residually. And quite frankly, any business that gets social media, they're a candidate now. You can engage them and make an offering to them that they aren't getting from their Hootsuites and their Social Sprouts and their, typical tools that they're all just kind of kludging together right now, and give them control over their content as well as access permissions over their content. So they don't relinquish ownership and they maintain control. So step 4, sell it to them as a white label package and or bundle your services together. So ultimately, you're making more money per client. You are strategically deciding what type of clients are right for your practice, for your agency moving forward, and you don't have to turn down any job or any client. You can literally provide value to anybody so that you increase the value that you're bringing to the client, you integrate these value propositions right into their core operation, and you enjoy that long-term sustainable relationship and revenue. If you've got a book of clients that's using your white label tool, they're buying this technology under your brand. So it's not like they're buying it from a Blazestage brand. They're buying it from your brand. So it's your company that's bringing this technology to them, which basically means that you have a relationship. You can always call up that marketing director, that head of marketing, and say, hey, look, I was also taking a look at some of the things that you're doing from a mobile perspective, or we can help redesign your website layout, or I can bring some video production to the table. And that's a great opportunity. If you have not yet considered leveraging video production in your service offering, there's a great bonus that we've added here. And we've got a relationship and access to a video production team that is top-notch, hands down. They create commercial quality videos for clients that help them better tell their story, better position their message, and make it look like it is a high-end production for a very reasonable amount that you would be able to have access to as a white label partner. So we would connect you with our video production team and allow you to wholesale video production. Everything from assisting with script writing right on down to the actual production, editing, professional voiceovers, even walk-on professional talent. So you have the ability to bring any kind of message to life. And here's something to consider, and I'll be doing this with a bit of my clients. I've got a lot of those of you guys who know me. I'm very heavy in the health and medical industry, so I've got a lot of dentists. And sitting down with these dentists and realizing that they've got all of these brochures in their waiting room. Brochures for keeping your teeth healthy, and veneers and braces and dentures. All of this educational content is in print format sitting in their waiting room hoping somebody's going to pick it up and consume it. Let's videoize all of those brochures. Let's turn them into video multimedia pieces of content, and let's use social engagement to get those folks involved in consuming this education. And building those relationships and establishing that trust so that when we reach out to them specifically and start talking to John Doe about his interest in teeth whitening, and we extend to him a special, we're not just extending a generic special to anybody and everybody. We are identifying that relationship through the analytics and the intelligence that our tool is able to aggregate for us, and inviting John Doe to come in and take advantage of a deal that's not available to the general public. And we can show the client, look what our social, mobile, email, video marketing efforts have produced for us. Absolutely, incredible. So all of this to say, you're going to be able to offer them unique content creation, done for you video production, where you can actually sell these 60-second videos for $750 to $1,500. I mean, that's the quality of the videos. And quite frankly, you probably should put them on some kind of a program where every month you will produce 1 or 2 videos for them, and they're paying you $1,000 a month to produce a couple of videos. Now, I will get into all the wholesale pricing for the video production and everything else later, and for those who become a white label partner. So I won't go into much detail about that, but just know, not only do you guys have the opportunity to partner next to a top-notch technology software company, but being able to have access to top-notch video production as well puts you ahead of the game that, really will help 2014 be a breakout year for anybody who takes this ride and partnership seriously with us. So any other marketing specialties that you offer, you can then bring those to the table for your prospect and your client. That is a simple 4-step approach to utilizing the power of this technology and completely changing the way that your agency operates. And I hope I've lived up to that initial promise, which was to expand your mind to perceive larger ideas, larger clients, larger opportunity, larger number of clients and residuals that will change the dynamic of the way that your company runs moving forward. Let's talk about the benefits that the client walks away with. So even at the end of the day, if they don't leverage your professional services, they get their own content library, which has better than Dropbox cloud file storage. I mean, it's Dropbox on steroids, because you can send a multimedia piece to the client to review. They can look at it. They don't even have to download it. They can respond back to it. It is internal and external sharing with total control. They have the ownership, maintain the ownership of that content, and have total control over how that content is consumed. Some of the advanced features that's in the back office that we can go into more in detail is you can decide how many times you want that content downloaded, how many times you want it viewed, whether or not you want it to expire after a certain date or time and it's no longer available to be consumed. All of this the client retains control over. So even if you push some of that stuff out on social media, when it comes to actually consuming it, you're in control over how it's consumed and what type of social responsibilities have to happen in order to consume it. They get a custom hyperfeed, which aggregates the content that they want to publicly share. So as Chuck showed you, it's very neat, it's very organized, so that it's easy for the consumer to take in the content that they want, as opposed to having it mixed in with every other piece of content. And quite frankly, you can develop multiple feeds. So if there's multiple departments, or if there are multiple franchise locations, each one can have their own feed to make sure that you are actually delivering the type of content that is appropriate for the end user to consume. And then ultimately, social media scheduling and posting. You've got the power of Post Planner. You've got the power of Hootsuite. You've got the power of Dropbox. You've got the power of Twitter and Facebook. You've got the power of Google Analytics. I mean, all wrapped up under this one system when it comes to sharing and disseminating, scheduling, and posting the content so that you increase the awareness and ultimately the engagement. And because it's running through your system first, you're able to capture a crap load of analytics that you just can't get anywhere else. And when you start demonstrating and showing that level of intelligence, I mean, that's what makes savvy businesses successful. Business intelligence. The more intelligence they have, the more strategic and the smarter their decisions. So when you're able to provide a level of intelligence that they just weren't getting anywhere else, it changes the way that they even run their business, and they associate that with you because it's your white label technology that's brought it to them. So here's this ground floor opportunity that I want to make sure you guys are just as excited about. And you know, again, I want you to understand this is not a rinky-dink piece of code that's going to live on your hard drive and crap out if you change operating systems. I mean, this is a multi-million-dollar software platform. Over 100,000 professional users have been pounding on this technology since 2009. Fortune 500 clientele rely on this technology. Chuck shared with me his client base, and I mean, I was blown away at the at the names that were on his roster, and understandably so, because when you've got this kind of a ninja tool in your back pocket, you can beat out competition hands down. And it's at the end of the day, everybody needs this business intelligence in order to make their decisions appropriately. We now have the opportunity to bring it to the local market, the internet marketing consulting niche, so that whether you're working with brick and mortar businesses or e-commerce businesses, you can give them resources that they just have not had the access and the opportunity to leverage before this time. And importantly, we're looking for white label partners that can help really position this within the marketplace. We have a very limited number of specialty licenses that are available, and you guys are some of the very first to see this in the industry at all. You will be able to position yourself in front of commissions on every sale to leverage and use this technology. And let me explain to you what we offer to the end user. So remember the slide where I talked about setting up the free feed for them and then asking them if they want to have you do it for them or if they want to do it in-house? Well, let's say they elect to do it in-house and all they want is just the technology. We've got a few different packages. Now I'm just going to detail the two primary packages here. We've got an enterprise level package that's even above and beyond what you see here on the slide. But these are the two main packages that your clients will be choosing from. We have the startup package, which is $99 a month, and we have the company package, which is $399 a month. Now, in the startup package, you're able to develop 3 separate hyperfeeds for the client. So the client gets their package for $99 a month. They can have 3 different feeds, 3 different departments, 3 different locations, what have you. They can have assign 3 individual users to manage those feeds. So this way, the users have a certain number of feeds that they can manage. So it doesn't get out of hand. They get social media scheduling, so they can predate and pre-schedule posts to publish and go live on the different platforms, leveraging the the social media scheduling tool. They also have access controls, so they can decide if this content is public. They can decide whether or not a piece of content can be consumed only after they've liked or they've done some sort of social mission or that they've actually signed in with a username and a password. Locking down the content and then deciding which content and how that content is consumable is part of the startup package. And remember, Chuck was jumping around. Some of the packages don't have that advanced features, but this package, the startup package, does include those advanced features. In addition, the analytics dashboard, so you get access to download any of the analytics reports, and you can download as many reports as you want to, as frequently as you want to. And the reason that I say that is because if they're using Hootsuite, and quite frankly, if anybody's using Hootsuite, they are an ideal target candidate to convert from Hootsuite to your white label Blazestage application. If you want analytics from Hootsuite, you have to pay $50 per download report. So if you want 4 updates or 4, you can get the information live real time on the screen anytime. But if you want to download the report, you pay $50 for downloading that data to your hard drive. So if you want 4 reports, it's $200 right there for the month. 1 report a week to update the client and go over the information with the client. That's $200 right alone. So there's a huge competitive advantage that you have that you can bring to the table. They can download as many reports as they want to for the $99 package. And they also get 5 gigabytes of cloud storage to host all of that content and that multimedia. Now, the company package is more for franchises. It's more for folks with multiple locations and or multiple departments, the larger type style organization. So definitely the dealership would be the $399 package, and perhaps Boloco, if they had a single location, would be the startup package. But For the company package, they get unlimited hyperfeed. So they can have 20 different locations. They have 20 locations and 10 different departments in each location. So they can have unlimited hyperfeeds that they can create. Now, they can only create 20 users to manage those hyperfeeds. So again, it's not going to go crazy and ballistic with it. They also get the social media scheduling. They also have access controls. They also have the analytics dashboard. But with the company package, they are able to download follower contact details. So in addition to downloading the analytics report, they can also download names, email addresses, and some of the other personal contact information from the followers that we're able to capture either through direct sign up or Facebook one-click connect. The client also gets to white label their domain. So under the startup package, for example, it would be boloco.markgamble.com because they would be using my white label brand. However, under the company package, they could have like newsfeeds.boloco.com. So they could actually white label their own feed. So they have an extra level of a layer of branding with the company package. We will also give them live access to customer support, and they get 50 gigabytes of cloud storage. So these are the two primary packages that you will be able to position in front of the client and have them, make the decision upon. So whether they use you or not, either $99 a month for the small business, $3.99 a month for the larger, more sophisticated marketing groups and companies that are out there, or businesses that are doing marketing appropriately, and you can position yourself in front of residual commissions. So our white label partner commission program is very, very simple, very straightforward. You earn a residual commission paid monthly for the lifetime of the client, and for all the startup packages, you earn $30 a month residually monthly as long as that client uses the system. And for the company package, you earn $99 a month residually for as long as the client uses the system. So as Chuck pointed out, it's definitely like the mafia. The more content you add to their feed, the more information and data and analytics are running through their system, they're not going to want to turn this thing off. This thing is going to be baked into the core DNA of their business operations, providing them with a level of communication and business intelligence that they didn't have prior. So as you can see from this alone, you can really scale your business dramatically. You add an extra 20, 50, 100 clients onto your roster, and they're not taking any service time away from you. All you've done is you've given them a username and a password, and you've given them a startup level access pass or a company level access pass, and you've moved on to the next client. I mean, that's $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 residually every single month for doing nothing more. So again, think larger about the way that your business operates. Get out of selling time only and bring something that has intrinsic value to the table that doesn't require any additional work on your part. So hopefully that alone has got you excited, and not to mention that now that you've got clients on your roster using your technology, trusting what you bring to the table, opening up the doors for conversation around upsells is extremely easy. The trust, the confidence is there. Now it's really just a matter of you extending that relationship. So, becoming a white label partner, there are a few things that we're looking for. First, and this slide really needs to be updated because, and I'll get to that in a moment, we have less than 100 white label licenses available for our pre-launch. But understand, you're going to be able to white label a $3.8 million software as your own. We're going to help you run through that 4-step professional sales training process so that you can start closing clients immediately from after becoming a white label partner. We're going to give you access to a private partner portal where your marketing collateral and resources and additional tips and strategies will be shared. You will be able to lock in your white label reseller annual license fee for life. And this is important because please understand that the way that we have structured this deal for this initial push for white label partners is not like any other offering that we're going to be able to make moving forward. We have been battling, Chuck and I have been personally battling for about a year to figure out how to make this something that is attractive enough for his board and profitable enough for the company to really position resources pointing at, the independent marketing group niche and demographic. And we feel that we have gotten there, but I'll be very, very honest with you. We cannot support a white label army larger than 100 at the price point that we're going to share with you. And because of that, if you're serious about it, I really do urge you not to hesitate, because we are getting this solidified to go into Q4 guns blazing with our white label army, introducing this to the marketplace throughout the remaining portion of 2013. Here's what you get as a white label partner. You're going to get your own $3.99 package. So you're going to get your own company package. So you can literally set up unlimited stages for your business, your company, to show and demonstrate and leverage this technology to the prospects that you are going after. But you're also going to be able to manage up to a minimum of 20 clients. Now, we've got a couple of different white label partner offerings available for you, but at minimum, you're going to be able to manage under one dashboard 20 of your clients under one umbrella. Now, the value of that is clearly $4,700. You take $399 for the license, multiply that by 12 for the annual investment, you're looking at annualized about $4,788 for that. You get that as a white label partner. The other thing is, and this is priceless, you're able to create free trial stages to pitch your clients. So you can literally go out there and create as many Bolocos and Coliseum Lexus pitch feeds to show and demonstrate the value of this technology without it biting into your 20 client license packages that you have for your white label management program. That's priceless. Now, you also get your first professionally produced 60-second commercial that you can use for your own business or you can use for your client. So you can either use it to promote this new service offering that you have, and we'll help you with the production and everything else, or you can turn around and you can offer it as a add-on, as a bonus for that new client. You really want to close Coliseum Lexus? Tell them you'll give them their first commercial-style, professionally produced video to help them really kick this campaign off the right way. That you can offer it to them complimentary, or you can even sell it. That's a $1,400 value right there alone. You will also receive professional training and consulting from the Blazestage executive group and executive staff to make sure that you have the confidence that you've got the resources to help you demonstrate, show, and use this technology efficiently. And that's a $699 value in and of itself. Now, Chuck wanted me to make sure that I am completely crystal clear with this last bullet point here. The white label software of this platform, we are conservatively valuing that at $20,000. Realistically, guys, the parent company that manages and utilizes the technology that Blazestage pulls from, they easily sell $250,000 white label licenses. $20,000 a month is easy to position to Lexus Corporate or CoverGirl or Budweiser. So for us to put an annual value of $20,000 is only about $2,000, not even $2,000 bucks a month. And realizing that having the ability to position yourself next to technology that has this much invested in it really does come at a value more than $20,000. But reality of it is let's keep things conservative, and let's just give a very easy eyeball of where the value proposition lies for this white label opportunity. $4,700 bucks for your own company package, unlimited trial stages, free commercial, your first commercial video, professional training, and white label rights, total of $26,887. And truly, that is an absolute bargain for how you can now go into any kind of client and work with any kind of a client from this day forward. But we've talked about it, and Chuck understands that He's not going into the enterprise world, so we're not going to ask for a $26,000 investment in the white label program. And even at 50% off at $12,999, that's an extreme bargain for everything that you're getting. But quite frankly, that's not even realistic for a lot of consultancies that are trying to break out of the competitive rat race and really solidify a solid and stable revenue base for themselves. $10,000, that's literally, you know, that's less than $1,000 a month. I mean, that should be a realistic investment for the opportunity that you're seeing. But we're not going to ask for $10,000. We're not even going to ask for $5,000. $19.99 we figured would be the right price point in order to make sure that we identified those serious business partners as we go to market and weed through those that are still just trying to do a little tire kicking to see what this whole Blazestage thing is all about. $19.99 is enough skin in the game that demonstrates that you're serious about leveraging the technology and making it an integral part of your business, and that's what we're really looking for. We don't want this thing to sit on your hard drive or just, you know, be something that you buy and you totally forget about. And that was where I was a little hesitant about taking it lower than $19.99, but I don't know. I got Chuck in this mode of, you know, getting the right people on board, and he said, Mark, if it's, you know, if we cap it at 100 and we do a very limited pre-release, let's offer this for under $1,000 for the entire year. I mean, this, guys, please appreciate, there's over a 97% discount off of what you would have to normally invest in. And those numbers are real numbers. $797 or $997. We have two different options for you. Here are the two options. We have the premium partner package and we have the executive partner package. The premium partner package is the $797, and this is an annual. You get to lock this in annually. So as we move to market in more of the formal official launch, the price points are going to be 4 to 7 times higher than what you guys are seeing here today. You guys get to lock in your partner package for the life of our relationship. You get your free company package. You can manage 20 clients. You get access to a master agency dashboard that gives you master control over all of the clients' analytics and data and accounts and statistics, everything else, right from your master agency dashboard. You get your free professional video. You get 1 hour of professional training with Blazestage agents. And as I said, you get to lock in your annual white label partnership. It's a great deal, but just for a couple of $100 more, the executive partnership, to me, is the no-brainer. You get your free company package, but you get unlimited client packages. So now, instead of capping your revenue at 20 clients where you earn $100 per client a month, that's, you know, $2,000 a month. You know, you've got the opportunity now to earn an unlimited recurring residual annuity for yourself. Master Agency Dashboard, private partner portal access, but you will receive 2 free 60-second videos. And here's the thing, guys. These are, you know, videos. I mean, you'll be able to get these videos wholesale for a couple, $300, but you'll be able to turn around and sell these videos for $500, $700, $1,000, $1,500. Giving you guys access to 2 professionally designed and developed and produced videos, you've got massive carrots that you can go out and close your next 2 clients immediately. Give those things away. I mean, you got them for free. Give them away. We'll walk you through very detailed training on the 4-step professional sales process. You'll have access to myself and to Chuck personally to help you with closing your pitches. Going on those joint pitches, we have a white label partner that came on already. He has a entertainment company that he's working with. They're releasing a new album, and we are going to help him with his client pitch there to close them. Another white label partner is working with a couple of local banks, and we're going to help them do the pitching for those clients so that they get and understand the value of the partnership. It's not just you're no longer in this thing alone, guys. You're part of a team. You're part of a group that has experience and resources, so that you're not running your agency as a solopreneur any longer. Now, again, we can cap it at 100 licenses total. We've got less than that. I don't know the last count, but we have less than 100 licenses total, and we're only going to run this replay for a very short amount of time. And once we reach those 100 licenses, we're going to close down this offer completely, and we're going to focus on providing the support and resources to those partners so that we can all go to market very aggressively and get this technology in the hands of the clients that are trying and interested in doing marketing the right way. So, guys, there's the big reveal. Everybody's wondering, what do I need to do? Where can I go sign up? There's the link right there. www.localmarketingu.com, localmarketingu.com/Blazestage. That will take you to the page. You have your option to pick from the premium partnership level or the executive partnership level. We only have a total of 100 licenses between both partnership levels that we are opening this offer up to. And once we have hit that level, we're pretty much done. And we're closing this thing down. So with that, I'm going to just wrap it up and leave you guys with a few thoughts to ponder and consider. Feel free to replay this presentation, and by all means, reach out to myself, reach out to Chuck. Now, you guys will have to figure out how to find us. You put your social media hats on and figure out how to find us. We have pretty decent footprints online. But reach out to us. Let us know that you're interested in exploring the Blazestage white label opportunity, and we'll be more than happy to give you some personal time and help fill in the blanks and answer any questions that you might have. So, if you are a professional needing to improve your ability to attract and acquire new clients on a more regular and consistent basis in order to grow your client base and increase your revenue, then my strong recommendation is you go to the link below and select either the Premium Partner Program or the Executive White Label Partner Program and join us, because Blazestage will definitely help you accomplish that goal alone. Now here's another thought to ponder. For those consultants who realize the importance of tracking and analyzing the increase in social engagement and social activity, and then relaying the marketing intelligence to their clients, which demonstrates tremendous ongoing value for them, then select one of the two white label partnership options that you see below. For those consultants who recognize the fact that content marketing is critical for achieving positive marketing results, which lead to increased return on investment for the marketing dollars spent, become a white label partner of ours. For those individuals who passively want to add a significant extra recurring income stream to their bottom line by providing an important marketing tool to any client that they engage, we are looking for you as a white label partner. Join us. Select one of the two packages below. And for those astute business people who understand the value of getting their hands on $3.8 million worth of powerful content marketing and management software for under $1,000, and to align yourself and become a white label partner, so that it's your technology. It is a strategic competitive advantage that you have over everybody else who you are battling against, trying to earn and win new business in your area or in your niche. Become a partner of ours. We would love to work with you. So hurry, secure your white label license today. www.localmarketingu.com/Blazestage, and join us as either a premium partner or an executive partner. Chuck, are you still with us on the line? I think that's about it. That kind of wraps up the presentation for today.
Yes, I am. I appreciate everything, Mark, and just wanted to reiterate all the points that you made into a couple sentences. Let's all together as a team increase the ability to exponentially expand our business using software and developing marketing programs that make your services invaluable and your clients incredibly happy and loyal. And with that, I'd just like to say we appreciate everyone's attention, and we appreciate that you've given us opportunity to, Mark, to present our software to your network. Hope all is well, and we'll be in touch.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it. And guys, again, I am available. Look me up, find me. I'll fill in the blanks and answer any questions that you guys have. Looking forward to having you joining us. Bye now.